All right, a very good evening to you folks. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns and welcome to the Majora's Mask Randomizer Season 2 2021 tournament. We got a good one for you tonight, folks. We've got another qualifier here for you today. This time we've got Idano, Elio, Sea Falcon, and Ace Slayer showing their skills for you tonight. I'm Captain MD13 and I am joined tonight by Epic Yoshi. How you doing tonight?
I am doing swell. Thank you for asking. I'm ready to see where this ninth qualifier, first of the second half, is going to take us.
Indeed, I am as well. We've already seen some fantastic performances so far. We've got a very nice race time room tonight as well. We've got 20 participants in this race time room looking to get some more points for their qualifier seeding. So, what are you hoping to see tonight in our race?
I think looking at the hashes real quick, I see a Chateau Romane, so I think I'm a pretty big fan of the milk bar, so something big on sound check is what I'm hoping for.
Ooh, yeah, with sound check now being updated to accommodate for random ocarina sounds, it is a check that folks in chat have also demonstrated their interest in joining. But yeah, we've got some very nice runners in the house tonight. Yeah, you folks may remember last tournament, Ace Slayer was very much living up to his name, knocking out quite a number of top-seeded runners. But at the same time, we have, again, a very nice pool of runners tonight. Anything can happen. As we have learned from these races, if the randomizer can place something in a weird location, it will place something in a weird location.
And the logic is very thorough in that regard. There's quite a number of strange things it can do that you wouldn't necessarily. You're never really hoping for it, but you always know it can happen.
Indeed. We've had some, most of the seeds I've been witnessing as of late have been either lighter or captain's hat hunts, to be honest with you. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping that our go mode is something a little less direct, I guess, for lack of a better term, but we'll see what happens with our hints when we start seeing that. We have been given the countdown timer, so we will be kicking off in just a second.
I see chat sort of agrees with you about that less direct approach, wanting a letter to cafe in a gross spot like forwards well.
Yeah, letter to cafe has been a weird one. A lot of hits and misses with letter to cafe, for sure. What do we have on the Clocktown ledge this evening?
It doesn't appear to be anything too important because everybody's dashing right away from it. And we also have our starting song confirmed. We have Goron Lullaby.
Ooh, so a dungeon song to start things off. We're going to be probably looking for an early Goron mask. Something interesting in the tree here. Is that a title deed? It is a land title deed.
Already off to an indirect start with that.
Oh, but Ace Slayer picking up fire arrows right off the bat from the South Clocktown ledge chest. So that is a hookshot lock chest at the moment.
Very interesting sequence break right off the start.
Hook or Moon's Tear Deku mask, take your pick. Oh, Tingle is also packing magic.
We almost have usable fire arrows. We might be making an early snowhead push.
Yeah, we have seen with Season 2 settings how the Keezy setting has very much put dungeons into greater significance when it comes to finding progression. Almost every seed in the qualifier I've commentated has been major progression in temples as of late.
Yeah, I don't think there's any seed I've seen so far that hasn't had at least one good item in a dungeon.
I think Go mode in the qualifier, I don't remember if it was 8 or 7, was in Woodfall Temple. We see that the Ranch Sisters are dead, only having rupees.
Good to see that one. I'm seeing another suggestion from chat that we might want to see Goron mask on Mountain Scrub purchase, which is a difficult thing to do because it actually involves rearranging the scrubs.
Well, the way to get that purchase, you would need to talk to... Ooh, Icana Canyon's Foolish. Interesting Foolish. And when it comes to for that trade-in, you need to talk to that that scrub with Deku Mask and have the land title deed in tow. So, not sure what was in the Astral Observatory, but we'll find out in a second as Ace Slayer checks the quadruplet of hints here. South Clocktown Way of the Hero, probably fire arrows. South Clocktown Way of the Hero, probably fire arrows. Pirate's Fortress Interior, Foolish, and Great Bay Coast Way of the Hero.
Okay, so probably eggs, but it easily could be something else for Great Bay Coast Way of the Hero. That would be fun if the game's just baiting us and eggs are Song of Storms. So did we just see at the observatory hint that the sewers in Pirate's Fortress are also dead? In addition to the interior. Okay.
So yeah, we've got a pretty isolated Pirate's Fortress this time around. If anything is going to be important, it's only going to be outside. Dampe Digging is dead. Looks like Sea Falcon is electing to warp to Room Key. Doing the time warp again.
We all do like to do the time warp again.
We see the other sewer Foolish hint, not getting a lot of our always and sometimes hints that I'm used to seeing at this point in the route.
And we are seeing a variety of different hint stone checking routes too, so we've actually got a good amount of coverage so far.
Indeed, Sea Falcon has just discovered Deku Mask on the room key, so that is one of the keys we may need to turn in that swamp title deed.
I dodged a bullet today.
Alright, it looks like Ace Slayer is interested in whatever is in the tree. It looked green-ish. I also missed what was on Madame Aroma.
Yeah, I can't say I saw it. Probably nothing. That's usually what it means. If I look away from something when it's being picked up, it usually means it's not good, right?
I also just blinked and didn't see what Ace Slayer picked up in the tree. Unless it was another magic. It was. It was the other magic. So we had a similar case recently where extended magic was really early, but Sea Falcon getting mailed to Mama on the West Clocktown rupee chest.
East Clocktown.
Excuse me.
It's very easy to mix the words up, even if we conceptually visualize the towns correctly. Interesting point coming up in the chat. Both magics were being projectile locked, so Deku magic can't be used as a projectile by logic.
Indeed.
But we are going to use it anyways.
Yeah, there's still a lot of checks in Sphere Zero that could contain bow, Zorafins, hookshot, anything of that nature. So we've got Swordsman School, we've got Saving Blastmask Lady, Idono's doing bombers, Sea Falcon is going straight for Night 1 early here. So Guru may be a candidate.
And there's always Day 2 chest, Night 3 chest, Day 3 chest. Well, Day 3 chest won't be in Logic until we get the hookshot, but...
Very true.
And it's doesn't count remotely as Sphere Zero by that nature, but... Swordsman School having our red potion bottle. Very nice.
And Guru having an empty bottle, so 2 bottles early.
Halfway to easy eggs. Right off the bat.
Indeed. Yeah, but that express mail is going to be an interesting one. We're going to have to see if that can be used as, if that's more interesting to use as toilet paper or not.
Yeah,
Early bomb
we might
shop.
want to see the postman being freed. We could see it as our toilet paper, and maybe we'll find Cafe's mask and just save scum all three together.
If Bo and Bombs are late to the if Bo and Bomb / Gorn Mask are late to the bandwagon, that swamp title deed may end up being the ideal toilet paper in this scenario.
Yeah, at some point you always have to decide whether or not you're going to be able to use that deed that you get early on. Sometimes it's just a good idea to use it for toilet paper as soon as you can.
All right, Sea Falcon is doing a check of the postman now. Nails it and gets a third bottle.
I think the seed may be telling us something. I don't know.
It's telling us Eggs has storms.
Yeah.
But this is a lot of bottles. Nice, good injection of cash as well. And especially since it's coming from a nighttime check, Sea Falcon will be able to route that in relatively smoothly to grab an extra cash injection off Curiosity Shop.
I do like injecting cash into myself.
Well, more so into the wallet.
Yeah.
Swamp Spider House is dead. Good to know. Yeah, chat's bringing up a good point. With Way of the Hero Great Bay Coast, it could be entirely possible Eggs has a heavy duty item, or that the Eggs song leads to a heavy duty item. Like, for example, Eggs has Elegy, which leads to Vanilla Light Arrows in Stone Tower Temple.
That's not the one I go to, but now I'm rooting for it. Wow.
just a thought.
I was thinking more like Sonata of Awakening go to Skullkita, but that hurts.
That's another option too. Alright, I don't know, gonna be retrieving the Actually, was there anything crazy on Swordsman School? I don't remember. Swordsman didn't have a bottle, did he?
Think it was a bottle? I will find out.
I mean, there already have been 3 bottles in the seat, so we're already losing track. It was the red potion bottle. Thank you, chat.
First logical bow behind Eggs would be something else altogether.
It would be. We do have access to the song off of Deku Palace, courtesy of that Deku Mask. The only downside, it is projectile locked right now. Oh no, the Deku Mask isn't projectile locked. The Deku Mask was, wait. Where was Deku Mask again?
It was on room key check.
Room key.
Gift.
Okay, so yeah, the Deku Mask was free.
Depending on who you are, yes. Depending on whether you're not your me. But yeah, it's pretty free.
I do know, electing for jump / strats on the Dodongos.
Very aggressive, very effective.
Yeah, with all the bottles we have Deku Palace access, so yeah, we can get the song from that. So it's entirely possible that the monkey song is Epona's, which would lead us to Great Bay Coast, which could also just have Zora Mask chilling in there.
That would be fun. Have it hanging out on the ledge because that's possible.
Oh, jeez. Sea Falcon now picking up extended magic.
Oh, that's where it was. Both of them were in a tree. Wow.
Yeah, so they were both projectile locked, interestingly. Because I assume you need logic expects you to have a projectile of some kind to get the tree item.
For the North Clockdown tree?
For the South Clocktown tree, Tinkle had the other magic. Not the South Clocktown,
Okay. I
the
see.
southern, the Road to Swamp tree. Excuse me.
I was mixing up what was where. That's why.
Yeah. So if I'm understanding my logic correctly, then both magics are projectile locked. And Chad is confirming Swamp Tree does need a projectile. So yeah, interesting. Where is our first logical bow? Could just be, something I've noticed the witches, one or the other, have almost always had a bow. Not always had a bow, but has very commonly had a bow in these qualifier races. I wonder if that's going to be the case today.
I don't think that happened on the one qual I did where I banked the hell out of that play.
Yeah, I've seen it at least twice in 2 or 3 times so far in these qualifiers.
I'm clearly picking the wrong qualifiers.
And it looks like we are being joined by the folks from Zelda Speedruns 2. Thank you for joining in, folks. You are joining us at what we're just getting started here with the Majora's Mask Randomizer Season 2 Tournament Qualifier Race. This is number 10, question mark? Or 11?
This is number 9, so it's
9.
The first bit of our second half.
Yes, that's right. 16 qualifier races.
Yep, nice. Good old power 2. A computer scientist's best friend. Powers of 2.
Indeed.
What game did we come from over on Zelda Speedruns 2, I wonder?
Alright, looks like Sea Falcon is going to be our first runner to check the Blast Mask Lady. Who gives us the Postman's hat? Well, ain't that convenient?
We now have another South Clocktown Way the Hero check to investigate.
Does the Postman's hat always assume South Clocktown is the mailbox you'll check?
Yes.
Fascinating.
Just to boost the amount of South Clocktown checks, mostly, I think, was why it was chosen.
That's fair enough, because normally there's only 4 in South Clocktown. There's the Clock Tower, the Ledge Chest, the Day 3 Chest, and there's our bow on the Bombers, which is projectile locked anyway, so that's a projectile locked bow.
These projectiles are not playing fair today, huh?
Oh, logical, this is a brain teaser. Oh boy, I can't wait to write down the logic path for this one. Looks like Sea Falcon's got Swamp Title Deed prepped as toilet paper, which is perfectly, well actually, perfectly in logic courtesy of Deku Mask.
Right. I was trying to think why, because you need to break into the room key. The stockpot in.
Indeed.
I forgot the name of the inn and just decided it was the room key.
And the chain just keeps going, because Toilet Hand just gave us Mask of Truth. Day 3 Ranch, anybody?
Every time, as soon as possible. I like to get to the ranch as soon as I can in my first cycle, just because it's such a... what's the word? A lot of hints.
Indeed, a lot of hints. And everybody in Clocktown's got a bottle, including the banker. Bank 3 has another bottle.
We're seriously at 4 bottles. That's amazing.
Oh, and Ilio has picked up a mirror shield. This is in the Day 2 woods.
Nice Sphere Zero mirror shield.
This is crazy. We have more knowledge of bottles than we have of hearts right now.
I've seen like 2 maybe.
But yeah, free red potion bottle means that two very easy checks in the Woods of Mystery as well. Excuse me, can we talk to you, Kotake? Your sister's in trouble in the woods?
She'll be fine.
Alright, I do know also about to pick up Mask of Truth here.
And Sea Falcon's going for the early Deku Playground play. We'll see if that pays out.
Looks like Ilio is only running on one bottle at the moment. Still hasn't picked up the Gold Dust or the empty one off Guru Guru.
Missing the one off Guru Guru is rather interesting. If we're right about which one he's missing.
Wow, as if there's not enough fetch questing going on, the Deku Playground had the All Knights mask.
You know, that's a decent place for it.
Yeah, perfectly in logic. So, yet another possible location where first projectile could be. Yeah, right now, we're looking for a non-projectile locked bow or Zora mask or hookshot to get this whole find the missing link in this chain.
We might need somebody on copy pasta alert to get this massive chain recorded.
It looks like Elio has elected to pick up a bean. And while they're at it, take the boat ride to Deku Palace and gets a blast mask.
And that would that give us our first logical bombs? I think so.
It actually,
I don't think
yes.
we need projectiles to get this far.
Yeah, you can do this without projectiles, and blast mask does count as a logical explosive for a bit. As the boat yeets its way to Deku Palace, so fast that Link actually gets knocked back into his Link gets knocked back into his seat.
Imagine if we made it just a little bit faster.
that'd be probably a legal issue from Link's attorneys.
Perhaps.
I do know. Also going to pick up All Knight's mask here. Sea Falcon's picked up that red potion. So if you're wondering what's happening here in the Deku Playground, I do know, and Sea Falcon did this as well, is repeatedly taking off masks in order to offset the rupees from the platforms a little bit. Because it turns out the rupees don't move, the platforms do while you're either playing starting or stopping the ocarina or taking masks on and off. And then you can just pick the rupees up, talk to the scrub, pop out of the flower, and that's GG.
You mean this isn't how everybody did it the first time they played the game?
I certainly didn't do this first time I played either.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Oh, and I just missed what Ilio picked up, but I do have my phone playback on hand this time, so I'm going to actually get to see it this time.
I indeed did miss it twice in a row.
It is a wallet. Now we know Bag 3 is a bottle, but Bag 2 is currently unknown, and this wallet rather, does put Bag 2 into logic. So yeah, we've got a lot of fetch quest masks right now. I don't know, may elect to turn in that all-night mask sooner rather than later, after Woods of Mystery, probably. Or alternatively, Blast Mask Lady could be giving out Zora Mask as the Tier 2 Bomb Shop reward. That would be our logical projectile.
I'm surprised that I don't know is the first one to pick that up. We've had a lot of people in day 2 for a while now.
Yeah, and the big bomb bag purchase will be available for some time, so they will be able to go back for that anytime. That is a new wave on the monkey. We're literally an Epona song away from being able to access Great Bay Temple. Just access it, not full clear it.
And we have our second wallet in the underwater chest in Termina Field.
So, Curiosity Shop is in Logic now. All Night's Mass Curiosity Shop purchase.
And I need a refresher on where the other wallet was already.
It was in Deku Palace.
Okay, yeah, so that's... I think all of our runners will probably be able to check out that Curiosity Shop item.
Meanwhile, Bean Daddy making our runners go with a bomb bag.
Tasty.
There we go. Now the seed's starting to come to life here, and that puts the Zorafins put the bow into Logic, which means we now have Mountain Village access.
That's very quick for that.
Yeah, we're still finding goodies. Elio has found a Keaton mask in Bean Daddy's chest. Chat points out Gossip Stones are also in Logic, courtesy of Zora Mask and New Wave. But it looks like Idono is going to check Day 3 Ranch. Oh, maybe Day 3 Ranch.
I like this play that Idono is having to make with Tingle, bargaining 20. He had 30 rupees at the time, so he gave 20 to get 50, and then gave 40 to get 100.
Certainly helps getting that bank 2 money. Money hasn't been particularly sparse this seed. We're seeing a couple of silvers. You can always... I think the silver rupee comes back for Tingle later, if I'm not mistaken, when you reset cycle.
Yeah, you will be able to get it on a new cycle, but you can't farm it within one cycle.
And actually, another thing is the... where was the bottle with gold dust? It was on Postman. I wouldn't call that an easily farmable source of cash, because it's only once... because it's only once per cycle, but it is gold dust.
And because it's gold dust, you would have to wait until 10 o'clock, so you can't just like Song of Time, Postman, get your money, get out.
Yeah, semi-conveniently though, the Postman is only available on night 1 and night 2, so at least it's at night.
Yeah. And since we have access to 2 wallets, there's maybe another 300 you can easily fit in the 4-hour time wait.
Safe bet.
I think Idono is doing our first swamp archery that we've seen, but I'm not sure. Maybe we've seen another.
This is our first swamp archery, yeah. Chat also reminded me Smithy is in play as well, courtesy of the fact that we did have pretty free fire arrows now, too. Actually, wait a minute. No, those fire arrows are still out of Logic. Timeout.
What puts them out of Logic? Oh, yeah, hookshot missing.
They're missing hookshot, yeah.
Smithy, day 2, though, you're definitely going to want to check that if you can. Regardless of whether or not you got it in sequence.
Very true. Yeah, you don't get gold dust on... Well, the other thing is, because that was on the Postman, the gold dust is bunny hood locked. Logic
Also
expects you...
true.
Yeah, because Logic expects you to have bunny hood for Postman minigame. And apparently Honey and Darling had another bomb bag. So we're just getting maximum of... Oh my goodness, there's the bunny hood.
Speak it into existence.
Welp. Now you start thinking about Smithy, too. Bunny Hood in general is just nice to have because of the higher speed, and without opponents or Goron Mask, this is the fastest form of movement.
Oh, it is faster than Zora Mask?
I think so.
Might need some fact checkers on us, but I'm willing to say Bunny Hood's faster than Zora.
Outside of water, obviously.
Yes.
Bunny Hood is same speed as human backwalking.
So the jury's out on Zora forward walking.
But apparently Zora backwalking is faster than Bunny Hood. Fascinating.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That I did not know. We're learning everything tonight, folks.
That said, it's often a lot easier to just walk forward than it is to set up your back walks right. I feel like that's the bit of movement in MM that is probably the hardest, especially between players who are going to swap between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Probably.
What a hint. I don't think I saw that before. We have a hint for Bank 3 having an empty bottle.
Oh, we have seen that hint.
I'm sure it has been seen by this point. A lot of people have been... This is my first time acknowledging it, and it's funny.
It's what's even funnier about that hint is that it's another Clocktown resident that has an empty bottle.
That's true.
Oh,
Bank is holding on to 2 bottles even.
And it looks like we just found the 3rd bomb bag in Woodfall. What is this armament loadout? We now have a logical bow, full bombs and full wallets, and extended magic. So, if you were expecting offensive problems this seed, nope.
We do have a little bit of defensive problems, but our offense is covered.
Well, even defensively, we've got 3 bottles, so that's a nice bunch of potions and fairies you can always grab in an emergency.
What on earth are those?
Chat's worrying about soggy bombs, but then again, they're probably just a precursor to the water bombs in Twilight Princess. Oh, I missed what Elio blasted open in Observatory. I'll check the playback real quick on that one. Chat is saying it was the Picto Box. And yeah, so Picto Box perfectly in play, so that's another item in Southern Swamp we can check. We still don't know what our 3rd way of the hero is yet. Oh, and I just saw the tourist center. It looks like it was a blue rupee up there. Okay, so what do we have left? Because we have village access, so we can turn in... we can go to Lens Cave.
And
Fire
that
arrows
is
are
in logic, thanks to the fact that we always start with Song of Soaring, I think, is how that
right.
works.
We always start with Song of Soaring, and the game expects, and the logic expects you to know the invisible block paths. So either that or the owl will guide you.
I think
So
it's more about the fact that it's an expected mechanic to have you follow the owl.
exactly. We can also now turn in the Swamp Title Deed because we do have village access.
That is true, and I believe that we've already had 2 people turn that in. But I guess they probably saved Scummit back into their inventory once they saw it was bad.
Well, it wasn't bad, though. It was, what was on Toilet Hand? It was, we've gotten so many good items already, I'm having terrible mind farts. Yeah, Mask of Truth. And at this point, with Day 3 Ranch's Sphere 0 check, you definitely don't want to leave that behind.
You don't have to leave it behind, just gamble.
I mean, you could, but if you do that, you only have a 1 in 3 chance.
Yeah.
Alright, Ilio's getting the Bank 200 reward, which is a heart piece. I think we might have already seen that. There's also the All-Night Mass turn-in, which we still haven't seen yet. I thought I Do Know was going to route it in with this day, because this is basically the last chance you're going to have this cycle to turn it in, which could still do.
Yeah, I think I Don't Know has just had a lot of other things on his plate for day 2. I'm sure he'll make a return back for it. His time is inverted, so I'd say it probably is keeping it in mind.
I Don't Know has to be a little careful here. Has already taken a lot of chip damage from the poison water. Is down to a 3/4 of heart. Unfortunately, does not have randomized sound effects. Or fortunately, depending on how you view it.
I know for me personally, I just say no sound for the heart effects. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know. I want to be surprised when I die.
Fair enough.
And then I deeply regret that thought when the time comes. Logically available Goron mask on the stump chest with your beans.
Oh,
Very
you know,
cool.
that would be really interesting right now. Whoops, Hayslayer just got shot right off the ledge. And then caught and yeeted out of Deku Palace on top of it. Wow, the sentries there must be really working overtime tonight. And it looks like that is what Ilio's doing, is checking the stump chest.
Yeah, we saw it on Sea Falcon's screen. That was not a presumption. That is a fact. This is what happened.
Being of the hero, then.
Being of the hero.
Oh, wow. So that, as Chad points out, with a Goron Lullaby start, Snowhead Temple is wide open, and by extension, Springtime. We got Zora Mask to go with it. So, yeah, there is a... and I think on top of that, you know, Springtime also opens up Smithy without fire arrows. Actually, wait a minute. Springtime's out of logic because fire arrows are out of logic still. Where's this hook shot?
I would be willing to say Hookshot is going to be Goron luck. Maybe in Road to Icana, we'll see that momentarily. That'll be a real spicy spot for it.
Because there's a lot of places it could be right now. It could be in Goron Village. It could be in Day 3 Ranch. It could be on Keaton Quiz. It could be on All Night's Mask. There's a lot of things it could be on. And unfortunately, they're all pretty spread out.
I do think I agree
there it is.
Completely with chat, though. Oh,
it was on Keaton Quiz.
Oh, well, that's disappointing.
So it was also bean locked. So Bean of the Hero working twice over so far.
Meanwhile, I was paying attention to the Goron Grotto, which had our letter to cafe just found. I was
Oh, jeez.
hoping it was going to be behind that, but there's plenty of other things that letter to cafe could be hiding.
Well, with hookshot, fire arrows are now in logic, so the smithies are in play.
Basically, we can full clear the mountain, I think.
I think so. The only thing we cannot do is heal Darmani. That expects lens and healing. I think that's it, though.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not a real check.
You say that, and had Vanilla Goron mask in one of the qualifier races.
But it's dead. Darmani is dead. He's always dead.
I mean, in that sense, you're not wrong. I don't think we saw what was on Gossips. Maybe it wasn't routed in completely yet.
The first time I made that Darmani joke, I was on comms with Vidya, and I was genuinely shocked by my own joke, and I was just like off mic laughing to myself for the next minute.
But it looks like Idurno is going to immediately turn in Smithy Day 2 real fast.
Certainly a good play to make.
Ooh. We apparently got a hint that Seahorses contains a sword upgrade, which nobody's getting.
Yeah, can't say. Well, I mean, maybe. I might actually go for it in this case. When you know that you're going to get something of benefit to you for doing seahorses, it's not really that bad to route in and do, especially with all these bottles we have.
It is true. It also really depends on what the story is with eggs, because we do have a Great Bay Coast Way of the Hero, so it is entirely possible that is Way of the Hero for the egg song. And that leads to a critical item.
And I'd say with that Way of the Hero, we'd be pushing those eggs no matter what.
And it looks like Idurno is going to just do a quick last-minute check of Grandma's stories right in time for Day 2 to end.
Perfect timing for Idurno.
Gets rewarded with a silver rupee. Good an opportunity, no better time like the present, really, to build up the cash reserves, given that Curiosity Shop Day 3 check is coming up. Oop, Sea Falcon is checking Mask of Truth and all the ranch hints. And Mask of Truth was bait.
As it is.
Whoops. I don't know, time travel backwards a little bit. That's okay, we get to watch this brilliant opening display of archery again. Oh, Butler is yielding Couple's Mask. Fascinating.
Thank you, chat, for telling us that we're ahead a bit. I'm never sure when I see that synchronizing what our timeline ends up being put into.
Oh, Sea Falcon confirming that Termina Field is our other Way of the Hero, which was probably for the Goron Mask.
Was there anything else good out of Termina Field that could qualify? I mean, Goron definitely does, but...
And Goron Mask is the big one. There was a wallet in the... what's it called? There was a wallet in the sunken chest. I don't know, just picked up land title deed in staff room. The wallet would be a bit of a stretch for the way of the hero. We'll have to see what is on, because we know Bank 3 is dead. The only other 500 rupee check left in the pool would be Curiosity Shop Night 3, so we'll see. I am going to giggle a little bit, though, if it is progression. Like Keg or something.
That would be nice.
To answer question check, Goron Mask was on the stump chest. So we had a Bean of the Hero tonight.
Although I don't think our hookshot was actually Goron locked, so it's not necessarily the case that it was Bean of the Hero for everybody. But
That is
us
true.
on Restream, we saw it before any hookshot was found.
Yeah, because hookshot was on Keaton Quiz.
And I don't remember where Keaton Mask was.
Oh, Sea Falcon just missed the A input on the chest. Passed just a couple inches too far.
Okay, so the hookshot and the Goron Mask were independently being locked. That's actually pretty cool.
That's true, because Keaton was on the was on a bean flower too. But it looks like the chess game was junk, so Sea Falcon is heading out. We saw that hint, right? Yeah, Butler's couple's mask.
It's the first I've acknowledged it, though. That's a little rough.
Yeah, that could be a problem later, but given how much we have access to at the moment, I would put that in the back of my mind for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, until we see Sonata, it's not even worth considering. It's definitely a back of your mind kind of thing.
For sure.
Excuse me, I don't know. What was that?
Oh yeah, you can hookshot from underneath the chest in this area. Just go ahead
The
and clip.
amount of different ways to not do that chest correctly is astounding.
Oh yeah, it's just a precursor to going up through floors in Breath of the Wild 2.
Wait, 2? What?
Yeah, they showed off more Breath of the Wild. They showed off Breath of the Wild 2 footage at E3.
Oh, okay. It was, yeah, when he was like phasing in through the...
Basically through the floor. So it's okay. Link's been doing this ever since Majora's Mask. That's why he's so probably used to it.
The one-way collisions are completely allowed. I just didn't know that you could achieve that by hookshotting underneath the chest, because I guess the chest is clipping through the roof ever so slightly.
Yeah, the roof is slightly misangled with the chest, so a tiny part of the chest's bottom sticks out from the tiny part of the chest's bottom sticks out, which is reachable by hookshot.
As the adage in Wind Waker Randomizer goes, walls are just a suggestion. And to some extent, it's true here too.
Oh, yes. Alright, Sea Falcon about to pick up the other wallet upgrade. So yeah, with everything now all finally in logic here, no more logic holes, what do you do now? Once you get all the pieces, do you rush Snowhead Temple and Mountain Village?
Absolutely, without a question.
I would agree to that. I bet you the Dungeon Song is opponents at this point, because it really can't be anything else, actually, now that I think about it. Well, it could be.
Until we see a Lullaby Song, we can't say that, but you're probably right.
Ooh, there's some progression. Sea Falcon just found light arrows in the Biobaba Grotto. Well,
We
we
don't
ain't
have
looking.
very much left to solve.
No, we're only really looking for light arrows and possibly song items.
Ice arrows are probably going to be what Great Bay Coast Way of the Hero is.
If it's not the song, then safe bet. Oh, looks like Elio's gotten fooled by a pretty bad maze here, too.
Even if it's not the song, well, yeah. Chad is bringing up there's always Icana access to consider, so it could be Garo Gibdo as well as Ice Arrows.
That is true.
Or a song item.
Yeah, we're still looking for. We're still definitely looking for Garo Gibdo. But yeah, we're looking for Ice Arrows, Garo Gibdo, and I think one song item technically. Oh, Bank 200 had Mountain Title Deed. Or not 200, Bank 500, excuse me. Bank 2, the 500 rupee reward. That's the one. That's not in logic right now, due to lack of Epona's song.
Yeah, that's true. We have seen most of the deeds. The only things we haven't seen are Moon's Tear and Ocean Deed.
To answer question chat, Mirror Shield was very early. Excuse me. It was in a grotto, day 2 woods.
That sounds right. I don't quite remember, but that.
So actually, yeah, we might not need, with light arrows especially now, we might not need Keg or Captain's Hat this seed.
It is possible. And I think the main play that runners want to do is to confirm that.
Yeah, Sea Falcon doesn't actually have Mirror Shield yet. Sea Falcon, I don't think did Woods of Mystery on the right days.
That seems odd.
Curious to know where Ace Slayer is taking this snowball to.
He's very persistent about doing so.
Oh, okay, never mind. Apparently it melted.
Yeah, so did Twin Islands just as a concept. That probably didn't show through on the actual restream, but for us it warped straight from leaving Mountain Village into the grotto.
I have a feeling things are, given how very little we need for tech, if we're being like best case scenario, given how little we need for go mode, it's possible we're going to see things slow down for a little bit here. Because let's be honest, this seed went from 0 to 60 real quick, with all the progressive items, with all the fetch quest masks.
Oh yeah, and we've seen a fair amount of the fetch quest stuff too. Like, there's not too much to even be thrown our way now.
It looks like Ace Slayer discovered that it is a heart container on the mountain business scrub, but also money on the title deed turn-in. But yeah, we're gonna see Lens Cave now. Oh, I don't know's got a lot of company here, but just got a nice double kill. Double kill.
Yep, and now that we've finished the beginning phases of just basically doing the opener, a rather thorough opener at that, we're now going to settle into dungeon rushing, I do believe.
Oh, but
Yeah,
go
go
on.
ahead.
Oh, all right, well, Ace Slayer just found another potential song item with a keg in Lens Cave.
Oh yeah, I didn't say that. That was far more important than what I was gonna say. I was just talking about you never like to see a letter to cafe on day 3. That's the worst time to see it.
Oh yeah, because it's completely useless to turn in, especially if you've done Toilet Hand already. But yeah, Keg in Lens Cave is pretty big, because that's another song. That's a perfectly in-logic Lens Cave, too. We've been
And
having a lot of, like, fast-moving seeds as of late, because again, we may only be looking for Ice Arrows and Icona Axis, and we know one of them is in Great Bay Coast.
we might not even see a push for eggs at this point.
Yeah, I'll have to come back to you on eggs. But it looks like Curiosity Shop purchase is only rupees, so forget that idea. So I think what we're going to see is, I don't think we're going to see everybody finish up their day 3 checks here and final hour stuff before when we reset cycle, I think we're going to start seeing some dungeon clears. I do know being careful to not leave that Goron mask behind. Interestingly, I don't recall Sea Falcon going into... not Sea Falcon, Ace Slayer going into Goron Village to check the, he doesn't have Goron Mask yet. He can't check the Crybaby Goron song.
That is unfortunate, but I'm sure he will have it soon enough.
Yeah, the only problem could be if Ace Slayer ends up chasing the other items in Termina Field for Way of the Hero, but hopefully does not forget Stumpy Chest.
He may in fact be directly on his way there.
Well, Sea Falcon and I are going to do an almost simultaneous Song of Time here. And that's going to be, that we're going to call it a 3 days and start anew.
The race through Snowhead Temple begins between Sea Falcon and I don't know.
Sounds like it. But it looks like they're going to, or Sea Falcon at least, is going to get the Tingle picture real quick. I think we just saw Ace Slayer turn it in, but it was junk. So... Again, shoutouts to the Randomizer for actually telling you what's on this picture now in version 1.14.
Yes, that is a relatively new feature in the 114 series. And in addition to that, the effect that happens on the frame buffer that used to slow down emulators and make it exceedingly slow to take a picture in the first place, that has been fixed and it doesn't happen on emulator anymore.
Yeah, very nice changes. Looks like Sea Falcon is setting up, or is doing bombers again. The bombers they had a bow, if memory serves, yeah.
I do believe you're right.
And I think Sea Falcon...
quibbling about not having logical projectiles at that point.
Oh, I don't think... If Sea Falcon is doing bombers, that means he doesn't have the first bow, unless... One second. Yeah, it's not marked on his tracker, which means he actually hasn't picked up the bow yet. Probably was waiting for a logical projectile to do it.
That seems reasonable, yep. Checks out.
Alright, yeah, Ace Slayer just got the letter to Cafe 2. Unfortunately, gonna be a little bit annoyed about that. Probably gonna grab that immediately next cycle, though.
I would imagine. It seems that right now we're actually not in the Dungeon Rush phase as we thought. We're actually in clean up what other people have done prior.
Yeah,
We're
Sea
getting
Falcon's
to a
just
closer to same state for everybody, having all their items.
all right. Postman's Freedom was $20. But yeah, I would assume that, especially with that bow in tow, Sea Falcon realizes everything's been put together, so it's might be better time to head north. But it looks like it's going to grab some extra cash first. Right now, I'm trying to think. I think Ace Slayer is currently the only one who has this keg.
Yeah, I was trying to think out whether or not that's true as well. I think that's the case. Oh, I don't know. Is actually going to push the letter to cafe.
You know, given the fact that you know where it is, and it's a new cycle, and you've already done Toilet Hand, there really is no better chance to do it than the start of your next cycle. You know,
That
it's
is
a
a
good
very
thing.
smart time to do it for sure.
You know, it's a good thing Mountain Village Owl Statue has all of these. Has a nice refill of everything: bombs, arrows, and magic. Pretty much the whole 9 yards, really.
Yeah, well, actually, like all of the owl statues past Mountain Village are like that.
Ah, very true. Now, Elio, it looks like, now has bow in tow. And there's our Gibdo mask. It was in these, I think they folks call it the Zoe Grotto.
It is the Zoe Grotto because Zoe's as I'm not going to assume what Zoe's proud of, but I think it is about the fact that the logic is able to put Goron mask directly in that chest, and she likes that fact very much.
Fair play. But yeah, we may only be looking for ice arrows at this point, and thankfully, ice arrows locks out an entire corner of the world. So,
And to support the argument that we won't have to find our captain's hat, Icana Canyon is currently marked as being foolish.
I'm sorry, what is this ice collision?
Terrible. That's what it is.
Happy 1 hour mark, things are really starting to heat up, but it looks like the baby Goron had Oath, which means our next progression is definitely the dungeon song, if it's not on Romani.
I'd be willing to say that Epona's song is vanilla.
It could very well be vanilla opponents at this point. But yeah, this is looking pretty solid for the moment. Looks like Sea Falcon's gonna check Smithy Day 1. Alright, Ace Slayer appears to have already picked up, what was the goodie on Bank 500? It was something interesting, or something useful.
Oh, I didn't even see we got that far on anybody's screen.
Yeah, somebody picked it up. It was, It was the, Mount Title Deed.
Oh,
Which we
that's
can...
where that came from.
And I missed what, Elio saw on the Snowhead Ledge, but I'm going to take a quick look at the playback. It was... Nope, never mind. I guess I'm not going to get to see. But Elio finds Garo's mask anyway, so all the Icona stuff in Snowhead.
That's actually kind of funny. Both of those items being in a mountain-based grotto.
And neither of them in villages themselves.
Yeah, outside of the village parts, yeah.
It looks like right
I
now...
mean, neither of those really have a grotto, to be fair.
true.
Or that's a
Honestly,
lie, because Springtime Grotto.
exactly. Alright, so Ace Slayer and I Do Know both doing the ranch song. If this is Vanilla Epona's, I say you make a mad dash for Great Bay Coast and try and find the way of the hero there. If it's ice
Absolutely.
arrows, then you start dungeon rushing. Or you check if it's ice arrows, then you go check Egos and Dungeon Warp to see if you have all the stuff you need, and then you get extremely disappointed if you find out you still need Captain's Hat.
Extremely disappointed, yes.
Oh, it looks like the song on Romani was not Epona's or a dungeon song. It was, I want to say, Healing question mark?
I don't know how that completely escaped my vision.
I'll see. We'll see again on I Do Know screen. Oh, it was Storms. Never mind. So yeah, that means yeah, the Epona's is on the Dungeon Warp. Which, to be fair, we've had access to for a decent chunk of time. Pretty much ever since Hookshot, really.
Yeah, Hookshot would have put clearing Snowhead on our radar. But I came across some wisdom today, actually, that racers like to make sure to do Snowhead Temple specifically on a fresh cycle. You don't want to get a surprise letter to Cafe while you're on day 3 doing Snowhead Temple in springtime.
Yeah, luckily we already know where Letter to Cafe is.
Yeah, in this particular case, you wouldn't have to worry about it since you did find it.
Yeah, there was a little bit of comedy a second ago. I don't know, got stuck on a very inconveniently placed snowball near the edge of the ramp.
I wonder if his Path to Snowhead has the Benny Hill theme, because that would have been perfect.
That would have been great if it was, yeah, because we've been enjoying very much the custom music in these qualifier races. We did have one Benny Hill for minigames in qualifier. It was either 8 or 4, I can't remember. Might have also been 6. But yeah, we're using I Do Know's music, and it's not randomized today. Elio is going to, meanwhile, try to clear out the Goron Village checks before time runs out.
Oh, still on first cycle, I see. Very nice.
I think this is still first cycle.
I'd hope it is.
But yeah, it turns out the keg was not the power play item today. Oh, I didn't know it fell down.
Big ol' bait. And the Storms isn't even going to lead to anything because we have Icana Canyon Foolish.
Yeah, really unfortunate, especially considering how many steps it took to get that keg, because it was Bean and Keaton locked. Not Keaton locked, but, well, Bean locked, basically.
Basically anything behind Goron and Hookshot is being locked. So...
And chat brings up a good question now. After clearing the dungeon and getting what we know for a fact now is going to be Epona's, do you make a mad dash for Great Bay to check the way of the hero, or do you, maybe clear out? Do you maybe clear out Great Bay Temple while you're in the neighborhood? Because right now, the only major hiccup that could be going on here for us at home is Captain's Hat, and that could be just about anywhere right now.
It would be really nice if the Great Bay Coast Way of the Hero item was Captain's Hat.
That would be very true. Yeah, because the thing is, a Way of the Hero item, I don't think there's a Way of the Hero item at this point that would directly point us to the well. Ilio is cutting this really close, by the way.
I respect it.
I see those red flashing numbers.
I live by those red flashing numbers.
Alright, so I don't know, did find a Bremen's mask in Snowhead Temple, so maybe Lemons has something, but I would say at this point, you're probably better off full clearing Snowhead Temple to be safe, and then rushing Great Bay Coast. I think we can now safe bet that the Termina Field Way of the Hero was definitely for Goron Mask. Or did I say Clocktown? I meant Termina Field. The South Clocktown one. The South Clocktown is definitely fire arrows.
Definitely, yep.
Yeah, it just makes, just adds to the wondering, what is on Great Bay Coast that is the way of the hero?
I just now considered a bit of a power play you could make in that regard. One thing you could do, and I wouldn't say it's necessarily, it's a fairly sizable gamble, is you run your way into the back of Ocean Spider House. If you find ice arrows there, that's just crazy.
You think it's back of Oceanside Spider House? I
Yes.
didn't realize that was considered Great Bay. I guess that makes sense.
And what that tells you is, well, I guess it doesn't tell you anything. Or no. It tells you that your captain's hat is needed and that it's not going to be locked behind ice arrows.
Very true. Yeah, I think if our runners do find a Way of the Hero item, I don't think we have to worry about that cafe mask at this point. At least not yet. I think that we have to be concerned about any fetch quest mask we come across if Captain's Hat is the Way of the Hero in Great Bay Coast. If it's ice arrows, I think we can shuffle it around and not worry too much about Captain's Hat just yet. But yeah, Cafe Mask in Snowhead Temple, that's a little rude. You know, it's funny, you were saying Letter to Cafe was pretty bad to find in Snowhead Temple. How about Cafe's Mask in Snowhead Temple?
You know, it's not nearly as bad. Because you have Cafe's Mask for the rest of the game.
Well, chat brings up a good point. If ice arrows are in Oceanside Spider House, what it actually does say is that Captain's Hat's required for them. Though Captain's Hat can't be past ice arrows.
Although it doesn't say that Captain's Hat is required for sake of its song.
That is true. Oh, I think I do not got the quick kill. Very nice. You know, the funny thing about Majora's Mask Randomizer is in other Zelda games or a lot of other randomizers, we use the term like oops all bosses or oops all dungeons, especially in Link to the Past Randomizer, but in Majora's Mask Randomizer, it's oops all dungeons, all bosses by default.
Yep, there's no oops in there. You're committed to that from the start.
Ooh, Ace Slayer getting a very nice bomb lob up there. As Zoe
Also
points
true.
out,
We have by far the least amount of dungeons, so it isn't that significant to have to do every single dungeon. Ooh.
yeah, the alternative is oops all songs.
Yeah, that's about as far as we stretch it.
We're having actually a simultaneous goat fight here from Idurno and Sea Falcon. They've tied themselves up pretty well, and I think everybody's running with Mirror Shield now. Yeah, everybody's running with Mirror Shield now.
Sea Falcon got real unlucky with that stalactite, though. It just came right in the way of where he needed to aim.
Incoming.
Are you actually safe if you shield that? I
I have
wouldn't
no
think that would
idea.
make a difference because he just yeets you with his whole head. I don't think whether or not you have the shield that would make a difference, but it easily could. That. How did that on Idano's side? Wasn't Goat all the way on the other side of the arena? How was it right in front of him?
You know, I have no idea how Goat's death mechanics play out. Majora's Mask is a weird game.
That this is true.
But yeah, both runners picking up opponents here. Sea Falcon electing to skip the Silver Route because I think, yeah, he already saw the Curiosity Shop, so knows that money is basically irrelevant at this point.
And we've seen the answer to chat's question. According to Idano, you rush GBC. You don't clear out springtime. Springtime can wait.
It really can, because you're only on the end of day one. You've got loads of time to get stuff done.
Oh, he's also going to go set up midnight meeting, which is absolutely, I agree with that.
Yeah, definitely better to be half safe than half sure here, just in case, it is Captain's Hat in the, or it is rather Ice Arrows in Great Bay Coast. In which case, you're looking all over the place for Captain's Hat, basically.
Song knowledge really is key, I think, to doing these seeds quickly and getting that information upon what you have to do and what you don't have to do as soon as you can.
I do believe we're actually still missing 2 always hints, unless I'm crazy. I don't think we've seen the boat archery or the ocean spider house hint, and if we have, I've missed it.
Yeah, those don't sound familiar to me, but that doesn't mean we haven't seen them. There are still all of the Great Bay Coast and Icana checks to that target from I don't know. I believe it really wanted his attention.
And Chad is confirming that Oceanside Spider House is dead. So the only question mark on the hints department is boat archery. We're going to see a couple more hints in Zora Cape in a bit, I think. But I think I don't know is going to prioritize Great Bay Coast first.
Definitely.
Get a fish here. Well, I don't think Mask of Sense is going to be a valid Way of the Hero.
Way of the Hero, Mask of Sense. Let's go forwards well.
Isn't that basically the only thing it's used for nowadays is to like get a blue potion using the tiny mushroom?
Yeah, but in standard that's not required anyways. I don't think it's even logically required because of the fact, but I don't know for sure if there's a logical handling for whether or not the shop sanity hack is activated, because we have checks in song sanity that are in standard. It just applies the shop sanity fix, which makes it so that you don't actually need to trade in the mushroom. You can just buy it for 60. And it also affects logic. Okay.
Alright, looks like we've got both our left side runners in Great Bay Coast, but Ace Slayer not too far behind, clearing out Snowhead Temple now.
Yeah, first we had our left side doing Snowhead, and now we have our right side synced to doing Snowhead.
Fish?
Let's go, fish.
Wow, Fish having progression. Actually, if I recall correctly, Fish had lights in Qualifier 8. It was either 8 or 7.
Or possibly 6. I feel like that might have happened to me.
But now, we're in a really weird scenario here because we need Sonata and Elegy. I don't know is going to check eggs.
If you gotta check eggs.
Yeah, if eggs is healing, we're on a captain's hat hunt, which is basically the worst case scenario.
And we've already seen storms, so our odds have gone up of potentially needing Captain's Hat from what they would be otherwise. I mean, they technically don't, but by human biases, they've gone up.
Indeed. And it looks like Idano's not interested in getting the sword upgrade on seahorses. Just gonna pick up the checks in here. Yeah, it seems like all of our runners, just because of how much was open to them before Snowhead Temple, they all decided to put off dungeon diving until they can get some extra song items. And with what we have now, it is possible we might be done here, depending on what's on eggs and if we still need Captain's Hat.
I don't think whether or not you do eggs or egos first really matters when we're not going to have the full picture by the end of by doing either one of them anyways. You have to do both of them to have the full picture of whether or not we need Captain's Hat.
Alternatively, one of them has healing. Like, if healing shows up on eggs, then we do have the full picture.
Yes. I guess I didn't make my point correctly.
That's alright.
You can only have a negative full picture. Yeah, I think Zoe puts it better. That's closer to what I wanted to say.
Okay, I get you now. Ooh, there's Giant's Mask. Now we can be Twin Mold. Logically.
Not physically, though.
Of course.
We're not skilled enough.
Yeah, with magic and light arrows especially, Twin Mold's not that much of a pain in the backside.
Especially with the early double magic that we've seen on... I'm just realizing now, not everybody has double magic. I don't know, is actually running on half magic still.
Yeah, I don't know, never picked up. I think the tree magic is the one I don't know is missing.
Oh, okay.
How many bottles is I... Okay, 3.
I don't know, might actually be rushing their Bank 3 bottle.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
Very heads up play.
Why not? Yeah, I don't know, got all that money from the gold dust turning and all the other rupee drops we've been getting. It makes perfect sense to try and throw that in real quick. If it saves you a trip to PF again, by all means. Looks like I don't know is gonna just go ahead and do a quick egos check.
Yeah, it's nice while you've made the trip back to Clockdown to just run up and get your owl statue in.
Because, yeah, with light arrows, you can just go straight to egos. You don't need to keg blast open the ceiling or anything.
So yeah, I guess we're still seeing egos first. I don't know, it's just sort of routing them in both at the same time.
Shiro is in, to answer question chat, Shiro is in Road to Icana, but is locked by Lens logically.
Yeah, and that's, when you're starting out, it's not necessarily well known, but there is a difference between Icana Canyon, which is this whole area that Idano is in right now, and then that little bit beforehand is Road to Icana, and they are separate regions as far as the hints are concerned.
Yeah, and the other thing Chad points out is that, everything except PF Exterior is foolish. So if Egos ends up having a dungeon song, then more power to you, and then you could just literally zip through PF Exterior and then zip to the eggs, and then you're basically done with the eggs. Especially after picking up that very convenient 4th Bank 3 bottle.
Yeah, and then in terms of check density, we've seen actually a fair bit of discussion in it about the chat about which one's more check dense in this particular scenario, and honestly, they're both pretty check sparse with the way our layout is.
Oh, So apparently, Ace Slayer just found Captain's Hat in springtime.
Oh, goody.
Well,
we had both of our right side runners just run away from springtime, saying we're going to check the songs first.
Wow, good eyes to Chad for catching that. Now, here comes the funny part. Is this going to be required or not?
The good news, I imagine, is that once Idaho and Sea Falcon get both of their songs, they will return to springtime. They haven't forgotten springtime exists. It's just song knowledge is more important than springtime.
For sure. Also, here's some crazy thing. Deku Bubbles are incredibly effective against Egos, for some reason.
If you know how to use them. I never once even thought to try to stun him the last time I tried this out. Stunning him first definitely helps that strategy along.
Indeed. There's Sonata on Egos, so it's looking good for I don't know at the moment. We just need to see what Eggs has.
Oh, so it wasn't that our Captain's Hat was in springtime. It was that
it was underwater.
It was a moon's tier. I'm seeing something about a moon's tier having been part of this. You get the moon's tier out of springtime, and then you turn that in to South Clock down for your Captain's Hat.
No, it was found underwater, but I think Moon's Tier is also in that same springtime neighborhood, Underwater Twin Islands.
Oh, okay.
So there are two unique items. There were two unique items in springtime underwater.
It looks like Elio is just starting their cleanup of springtime, so I guess we'll have a look now.
Yeah, if they go to Twin Islands, this will double check everything for us if there was a Moon's Tier. Oh, there may not have been a Moon's Tier, and yeah, we're triple checking everything. As soon as we see somebody else go to springtime, we'll triple check everything for you. Waterfall Chest was junk. It was Mask of Sense. Oh wait, no, Mask of Sense was in Great Bay Coast. Never mind. Again, my area's mixed up because, again, we're finding too many things too quickly. There's our huge rupee. It's up on the Great Bay Coast ledge. Alright, Ace Slayer getting ice arrows.
Oh, and Elio only has 2 bottles. That's kind of interesting.
I think the bottle Elio is missing might be Postman. It's either Postman or Bank 200? Not 200, not Bank... No, because Bank 500, rather, wasn't a bottle. It was a title deed. I'm trying to think. Because all the bottles were in Clocktown. Um, Room key was a bottle. Yeah, room key was a bottle. Postman was a bottle. Swordsman school was a bottle.
Room key was Deku Mask.
Oh no, room key was Deku. Ah, jeez. I'm getting all my checks mixed up.
Yeah, there's a lot to keep straight in our head. It's not easy.
I'm used to Echo's randomizer where there's only 119.
That does sound a lot easier to manage. And yeah, we haven't brought it up on commentary, but we have seen twice now in the exterior, now a third time, Romany's mask.
Hi.
We do have access to doing sound check, not that we're going to.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see that at this point. Not unless I do know and Sea Falcon completely miss on their apparently oh no, Sea Falcon's cam's hat's still grayed out, never mind. It looked almost colored in on our commentary feed for a second, but I totally misread that.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell with the lower bit of masks. They're all kind of grayish in natural color.
Yeah. Did Elio bail out of springtime before checking the underwater chests? They might have.
I think so.
Oh boy, we may have a moment of truth coming up for our runners in a couple of minutes if, depending on eggs.
Oh no, Elio doesn't have Zora mask. That's locked behind Blast Mask Lady purchase.
Oh yeah. The good news is Elio can still route this in pretty quickly if need be. Meanwhile, I don't know, chases off pirates with a swarm of bees?
Would you like some bees?
It was specifically on the big bomb bag purchase, the Zora mask.
Oh yeah, so we won't necessarily have to save Bomb Lady. We could get it on night 2 out of Curiosity Shop.
We could.
Or no, is it night 3 that it... I don't remember.
It shows up night 2 because that's when, I think that's when Cafe is supposed to catch Sakon in the Endron Cafe quest and go chasing them after dropping off the bomb bag.
Night 2 is when Sakon and the Curiosity Shop man have their conversation.
That's right.
And then the next day they stock it, so it's night 3.
It is night 3, okay.
One sort of good thing about Elio not having the Zora mask is we're going to see what letter to Cafe is locking.
Ooh, I don't know, just got yeeted out of Pirate's Fortress after getting hit by the, I think that was a low health yeet.
Yep, it sure was.
I think I don't know is taking an intentional death to refill health. That's not something you see
may as
often.
well. You don't want to get thrown out more than once.
That's something you don't see often in MMR. Elio is not going to be happy to see those light arrows. They are still missing Zora mask. Ace Slayer just got Bomber's notebook off Evan. Oh, I didn't know Evan was a bomber.
No.
I didn't know Evan was a bomber.
Insert witty joke here. I got nothing, but I appreciate it.
And Chad says founding member.
He was the original, the alpha.
Alright, Ace Slayer seeing the sword upgrade hint. Yeah, Ace Slayer not having Zora Mask, and also now in day 2 is not in a particularly prime position to get it. But that's Idano's last egg.
Is the one without Zora.
Oh, oopsie. Sorry.
Oh, but Ace Slayers are one without Hookshot. Okay.
Oh.
Indeed.
Oh, so yeah, Elio and Ace Slayer both missing incredibly critical items right now. With Idano and Sea Falcon possibly missing a critical item right now. Did I just say Ace Slayer and Sea Falcon? I meant Idano and Sea Falcon. I've been mixing names up tonight, too. I'm terrible with names.
That's okay. That's why I just don't say names. It's
Fair
a lot
play.
easier that way.
Fair play.
It is also very confusing if I'm trying to talk to multiple people, but we just avoid those scenarios.
But yeah, we got a moment of truth coming up here. Is Captain's Hat required? The answer will be if Elegy is on eggs.
I think with Ace Slayer, we're just going to be able to directly see whether or not the song is a good song.
That's true. But I don't know, just dropped off egg number 7, so let's see. That was an explosive horse dismount, Ace Slayer. Very impressive.
Epona's hooves are indestructible.
Look at my horse. And eggs is healing.
Fantastic. Well, at least we have all the pieces of the puzzle anyways. Just a matter of time of when Idano and Sea Falcon are going to go back for their Captain's Hat.
Yeah, we are effectively in no mode. So yeah, just to reiterate what everybody needs to do here. Idano and Sea Falcon need to go back to Springtime, Twin Islands, to grab Captain's Hat. Elio has to go and get Zora Mask. At this point, the best way for them to route that in would be to go to the Curiosity Shop, because they just blew past Blast Mask Lady. Ace Slayer needs to retrieve Hookshot, which is in Stump Chest. Or no, that was Goron Mask. Hookshot was on Keaton Quiz.
Yep.
Which I do see Keaton Mask on Ace Slayer's tracker, so he does have it. So yeah, that's everybody's main shopping list. Because yeah, Ace Slayer has Captain's Hat. I don't think Elio has Captain's Hat either. But couldn't have gotten it anyway because no Zora Mask.
Correct. I'm wondering, Idano and Sea Falcon both kind of went directly to healing Macau. Are they forgetting about the ice arrows? Are they deep into taking this bait of Great Bay Coast Way of the Hero?
You know, that's a good question. If healing is Way of the Hero, that may, if they get their best bet right now, their best saving grace in order to possibly get back on track would be to get Lens. Because that would push them towards Darmani, which would by extension push them into Springtime.
Yeah, that would definitely help a bit. And to be fair, if I was running this, I don't know that I'd have it on mind that, oh, Great Bay Coast Way of the Hero doesn't mean the song. Why would it mean the song? Like, I would first and foremost, in a usual setting, be thinking about the song.
Indeed.
And we have the benefit of being able to see everybody and sort of have full knowledge of the seed. The racers don't individually have that full perception.
Nice spire collision. Ace Slayer's trying the spire jump here to get across to day 2, but elects to go for the bomb jump instead.
Yeah, I try to, when I'm going from day 2 to day 1, I will, as many jumps as it takes me, I will just try the manual jump, where you just sort of hold left a bit to land on the stalagmite.
I guess we can, while we're at it, still look for any nice items that would be helpful later. Like Fierce Deity right now would be real nice, because there's still 3 remains on the table. Generally, FD before remains is always what you want to see.
A sword would also be nice, whether that's Razor or Great Fairy. We won't likely be seeing Gilded. I don't think anybody's going to push for that. I don't remember what it was. Seahorses that we were saying, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By this point, absolutely not. If you've already been through the Seahorses and you've been through Pinnacle Rock without doing Seahorses, you're never going back. Until you've got nothing left.
How Ace Slayer did not actually take damage from getting hit with an axe, I have no idea.
He rolled into the axe? Wow.
Maybe?
Yeah, there's a bunch of iframes on your roll. That's a lot of the strat in fighting Gomez. Is part of it is rolling into the scythe swing.
I'm sorry, are we playing Zelda Majora's Mask or Dark Souls?
Dark Souls. Rolling is a broken mechanic in every game that has rolling.
That is fair. It looks like I don't know is going down the rabbit hole that is Letter to Cafe. Yeah, Soaring back to Cape, so might be thinking Great Bay Temple. Definitely thinking Great Bay Temple.
I don't know that I want to do Great Bay Temple right now, but I don't know for sure. The Great Bay Temple is one of those temples that's like the perfect length to play like uninverted. It's like a full half day. It's a half day. It's a quarter day. It's a half night. Just the amount of time you need to go from final night to final hours.
Yeah, I would agree to that. We've seen many cases where it seems that Great Bay Temple is the one everybody finishes last. You know, Stone Tower Temple's not too bad to go mode especially. But Great Bay Temple just takes that just right amount of time.
Because
nice
no matter whether you go mode it or not, you still got to go through all the paces of the dungeon. You got to go through all the switches. You can speed it up a lot more by just clever Goron voiding, but it still takes its time.
And we're confirming with chat. We see Keaton Mask lit up on Ace Slayer's tracker, so we're fairly certain he picked it up. If anything, turning in Letter to Cafe would be a good excuse to route Keaton quiz. But I don't think he picked it up on the start of this cycle. A chat's saying that, yeah, with Gorman Race as well, it's a good excuse to check it, because there's a Keaton right here, too.
Springtime is also a good chance to check Keaton. A much, much less utilized one, but one I like to go for as often as I can.
Really?
Yeah, there is a patch of Keaton grass just behind the smithy house,
I did
but
not
only
know
during
that.
springtime.
Well, Ace Slayer just walked right by the bushes, so...
And you gotta be wondering, this far into a seed, you probably picked up Keaton's mask ages ago. You might be at the point where you think, of course I checked it.
Yeah, I've made that mistake a couple of times myself. But it looks like Ace Slayer's gonna check lemons. And Sea Falcon's also going into Great Bay Temple.
Given we're currently performing lemons, we walked right past the Keaton grass. I feel like Ace Slayer might not be going for Keaton at any point until he's run out of ideas.
Yeah, the nice thing about Keaton locking Hookshot is that in Ace Slayer's case, he's gonna run out of checks real soon, because a lot is Hookshot locked.
Yeah, he probably is fairly close to that point by this point.
Anything interesting in GBT so far? No, chat, unfortunately. Says before FD shows up.
Nothing interesting at all. Just the ultimate deity of... I don't know what he's a deity of, really. Pain and suffering.
You know, it's a shame that's never been brought up further in the actual Zelda game lore.
Yeah, I can't really speak to what it might be. I can't think of anything.
And nothing on lemons.
And this was being discussed earlier in chat, but the fire arrows were hookshot locked, and Epona's by extension was also hookshot locked because it was... Well, I don't think there's any other dungeon that's been accessible before Snowhead Temple without hookshot.
No, you need
No.
Hookshot for GBT. Sonata was on Eggs, which needs Hook. Not Eggs. Sonata was on Egos, which still needs Hook, so...
Yeah, so logically, there's a lot that Ace Slayer has been able to do thanks to getting those fire arrows that are not going to be where he's going to find his hookshot, at any rate.
Unfortunately.
And I don't know to what extent he's keeping that sequence break in mind.
I think the big question is going to be, what do you do after Great Bay Temple? Because there's not going to be a whole lot more opportunities to check Springtime right now for these two.
Well, I'd say you're probably going to Sonata after Great Bay Temple. And then you're stuck a bit.
Yeah, it's possible, because, again, dungeons have assumed considerable significance now that Keezy adds a significant number of items to the pool. I think Woodfall and Great Bay adds 1. Snowhead adds 3. Stone Tower Temple adds 4.
That is correct.
So yeah, that's an additional 9 checks in dungeons. Plus the extra 2 from the map and compass chests being map and compass being given at the start.
Yeah. Those were always in standard, so it's not additional, but it does add to the probability odds of getting items out of your dungeons for sure.
Yeah, not the case today, interestingly. Our dungeons didn't end up having any progression.
Yeah, aside from just beating them for the song.
Just
we
about.
haven't really seen anything of value.
We'd like to welcome the folks joining us over from Speed Gaming 3. You are joining us in the middle of the Majora's Mask Randomizer 9th qualifier race for the Season 2 2021 tournament. It's been a pretty interesting race so far, so everybody here is missing an essential item at the moment. I don't know, and Sea Falcon are missing Captain's Hat, which is in Springtime Twin Islands. Elio is missing Hookshot, or Zora Mask rather, which is on the big bomb bag purchase. And Ace Slayer is missing Hookshot, which is on Keaton Quiz. Oh my, did I just say Speed Gaming and not Zelda Speedruns? I totally did, didn't I?
I wasn't paying that much attention, but I'm going to trust chat on this one.
Chat was.
Perhaps a dangerous thing to do, but I'm going to trust chat.
Oh, chat never forgets. Oh, they're never going to let me live that one down.
They may never forget, but I mean, are they always telling the truth?
But yes, regardless, folks, welcome from ZSR3.
And what game was being played over on ZSR 3?
Yeah, nobody did Wart, but Great Bay Temple had nothing. Oh, Ace Slayer's doing Goron Race. I don't know, it's getting a keg. Oh, might be heading to do Goron Race themselves as well. This is certainly the right direction to go. It's looking good.
Now he's definitely going to get it.
Yeah, all things considering, I think we can fairly safely call this a jet seed. There was really nothing particularly trollish about this one. You just had to make sure to be thorough with your Sphere Zero stuff, and you're basically were golden.
Yeah, there were no real long checks, I don't think, that we had to take too much attention to. And we got our Goron's Mask fairly early. It wasn't super duper early, but it didn't waste its time.
Ooh, Ace Slayer got bonked by a couple of Gorons in the race. Luckily, Rubber Band AI does give him a small chance of catching up. I think Ace Slayer has to pass 3 Gorons right now. Oh, well, maybe it's only 2. I think it's just this one up front here. And he does it. Well done.
Probably the most complicated thing we had to do in this seed was get the Captain's Hat out of Springtime.
I would agree to that. And I don't know, just picked it up. So I don't know, we'll be in go mode at 150, 155. Go mode with 2 remains left is pretty solid. I like this excuse for doing keg trial, how the keg drops and literally explodes on the bomb.
I love that strat so much. I don't know when I first saw it, but now I do it every single time.
And yet another specific resident of Termina contained a bottle.
And another one.
I think we're just missing the Chateau bottle, and that's it. I think the Gossip Stone just rocketed off in the background. On either no send.
I would imagine it would have. The Gossip Rocket is another one of my favorite things from this game.
Cue the rocket sound from Sonic Colors.
I had to think a bit. I haven't actually played Colors.
Apparently there's a version coming out for the Switch soon.
Yeah, I think in October or November.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out for the Switch this year. Metroid Dread, anybody?
That's not this year. Or it is, isn't it?
It is. It's October. It's 3 months. Not even 3 months.
Maybe it was Prime that was next year.
Meanwhile, Ace-Slayer just finally got Hookshot. And that is... Actually, that's going to put him in Go mode, I think. Unless I'm missing something, which I don't think I am. Nope. Ace-Slayer's got all the tools.
Just has to put them into play.
So yeah, I don't know has a lot less on the shopping list at the moment, so I think amongst our restreamers is probably going to finish first.
Depends where Sea Falcon goes right now, I'd say. He could still be in this.
He's going back to Clocktown. Might be taking the same path where he'll get a keg and then go check keg trial in springtime.
Something else on the mind entirely, it would seem.
Alright, so I don't know, it's just going ahead and making it night of the final day now. It should work pretty well, all things considering.
Yeah, Woodfall and Stone Tower combine pretty well to make your 6-hour time that you need.
Yeah, and again, Inverted Stone Tower is pretty fast if you're just going straight for Inverted Stone Tower.
Yeah, also including the time up to Stone Tower definitely makes you hit that time target pretty well. Yeah, this is definitely an Oops All Songs kind of seed. You don't necessarily have to, but a lot of people definitely do have them. I think with other games, Oops All Dungeons is like about you strictly have to do all of them, not like you made a mistake and suddenly you have to do all of them.
Right. Yeah, Oops All Dungeons is like something being on pedestal in Zelda in Link to the Past, and an item being on the Lumberjack ledge, so you have to do Castle Tower as well. That is Oops All Dungeons.
Going for Aga is definitely the worst expression of all dungeons.
Well, looks like our finishing bot has woken up, and we have some finishes, folks. Homura has finished in first place with an official race time GG time of, get this, 1:50.55. And we just had a second place finish by Vidya James with a 1:56.16.
Congratulations to our top two runners. Sorry, everybody else.
That's gonna be a big win for both of those runners.
That said, I mean, everybody else might be getting really good times this seed as well. It's probably not going to affect the point spread that much.
Yeah, all things considering, again, this was a relatively jet seed, you know, assuming you were thorough with your checks. So I expect to see a considerably large number of finishes in the next 10 minutes. 10-15 minutes.
I think there's going to be a considerable divide between those people who did eggs and those who skipped eggs. Other than that, it's going to be a onslaught of finishes.
That is true, because eggs is a very significant time sink. It's like practically 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's 10 to 12 minutes. Because of the fact, though, that we got hints saying to skip the interior and the sewers, it's actually going to have a little bit less impact than it otherwise would.
Oh yeah, it definitely saves a nice few minutes.
That said, I wouldn't be surprised if there were some people who were going through the motions. I mean, I guess if you're in go mode, you're not doing eggs at all, though. So hard to say.
It looks like Sea Falcon is doing the springtime checks again, is heading in Goat's direction, but unfortunately is heading in Goat's direction because he's reset cycle sometime between first kill and this kill.
I didn't notice that Sea Falcon had a cycle reset from the first time he killed Goat. That is a little bit unfortunate.
Unfortunately, Ace Slayer is having a tiny bit of trouble with Egos electing to do Kokiri sword strats.
Sea Falcon's also going into the temple. Why, that's interesting.
Maybe there's a check missed? Yeah, apparently Sea Falcon missed a couple of checks. I'm trying to remember if there was anything of significant value in here.
I think Letter was in the Goron Grotto at Road to Icana.
Yeah, the only thing that was in here was Cafe's mask. Looks like we got another finish from Saria, who has finished in third with a race time GG time of 1:59.32, barely making sub 2.
Sea Falcon didn't have a crash, did they?
Did they?
I don't know, like that's
the
first thing I'm starting to think that would make sense why we're going back this way.
Yeah, because I see all three masks.
Or no, because we have the warp up. The warp showed up, so he has Goats Remain, so it's not a crash.
Maybe see. He go mode in Snowhead Temple.
Oh. I don't know.
He probably rushed the song, if I had to hazard a guess.
I guess so.
Alright, meanwhile, I don't know, having a little bit of trouble with Gomez here. Running, does manage to get a magic refill. And yeah, now Sea Falcon's going for the warp.
I guess I'm not too familiar with what your go mode rushing your routes for dungeons are.
Yeah, apparently he only did the right side of Snowhead Temple. Yeah, we
okay, yeah, so he ran up the map chest side of things. Okay.
And down goes Gomez for I don't know. Yeah, but we've seen VC crashes cause havoc in tournament and weekly races alike. And we had a weekly a few months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, where I think Eris and Vidya James both had VC crashes.
In the same weekly or separate weekly?
Same weekly.
Yike.
I think in Vidya James' case, it was going to get the postman check right while the intro music was playing for Clocktown. Because apparently something with music and getting in items incorrectly causes crashes.
Yeah, there were times, I think it may have been fixed, but it might not have been, where like having the intro lead-in music, they're getting items during that part would actually crash.
Yeah, that's what happened with Vidya's VC crash. Eris's VC crash was something else. And it was a VC crash that sent her 2 saves back, unfortunately. Because that can happen when you VC crash.
Well, if it's truly a VC crash, there's not a cause for it. It's literally
Yeah.
just the Wii just crashed. Like it's so strange.
Yeah, Eris just mentioned she had a crash walking through a boss door. We're getting raided by Saria. GG to you, Saria. Congrats on taking the bronze spot on the podium in tonight's qualifier.
Sea Falcon's not happy.
Nope. But it is going to put him in go mode. So, Saria, we are curious to know, did you skip eggs this seed? You did. Very nice. Yeah, all things considering, we were saying this before, but this has been a fairly jet seed. Save for really the slight extra bit of shopping list work to do for Captain's Hat, waiting till springtime, but other than that, yeah, very jet seed. Which most of the qualifiers, it does feel like, have been relatively, you know, not jet per se, but also not super long super trolls either. We had a, I remember one bracket race that was like a 14 item chain for Sonata.
That sounds like something this randomizer can do, certainly.
Oh, we had the other sword upgrade on, Great Fairy Sword on Twin Mold. So everybody's getting that.
I have a feeling that we're already past the point where Jet Seed doesn't have a meaning. Like, there's no Jet Seed, there's just Troll Seed. That's
fair. Especially with the way these qualifiers have been going. But Sarah is also mentioning that is their first sub 2 hour seed, so congratulations to them for that. Very good achievement.
Big congrats. That's like a huge milestone for this game.
And Madame Aroma's letter to Mama transfer only gave us another silver rupee. We've had a pair
multiple
of multiple
sub 2s definitely does qualify this as a jet seed. I think we can fairly say that.
We've had another pair of finishers. We've got, if I can scroll up to find it, Mr. Mario 77-88 finished in 4th with a 2:01.17. And BC Guppy has just finished in 5th with a time of 2:05.19.
I think the common approach in Link to the Past is if you find your boots early and your flute early, that's a jet seed. You have all the mobility to you available early.
Now, is it a jet seed if in Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland the beam waddle dude gives you... Oh wait, no. Jet's not in Nightmare and Dreamland.
Let's just say it gave you the jet ability.
Yeah. Is that a jet seed? I'm not even sure if there is a Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland randomizer or something like that.
I mean, you know, the question is still fair even if it's not a thing that exists today. It's a thing that could exist in the future.
Sea Falcon just used a reserve fairy on the Composer Grave Iron Knuckle. Very nice last resort there.
That just continued to punch him anyways. No hesitation.
That was a lucky break for sure.
Calculated.
Yeah, at this point we're just basically watching everybody go mode their dungeons, because I think everybody is now... Or does Elio still not have Zora Mask? Oh yeah, Elio's still missing out on Zora Mask and by extension, Hookshot.
No, Elio has Hookshot. That part's fine. Light arrows, okay, yeah.
Well, no,
No, you can still get that without
Cap's
Zora.
Hat is in Cap's Hat's in springtime, which is Zora locked. So, did I say Hookshot? Because I meant Captain's Hat.
Ah, yeah, you said Hookshot.
I said Hook. Again, getting my checks mixed up. It's been that night.
Unfortunately, I don't have things straight enough in my head to correct you in my head.
Oops. Ice Arrows was also,
Ice Arrows wasn't not logically Zora locked, no.
Yeah, because it was on fish.
Some people may want it to be logically Zora locked, but it is not.
Lights and Captain's Hat were both Zora locked in this case. But yeah, I gotta say, we had a very interesting Sphere Zero with practically all the progressive upgrades except bows on bows and swords on early stuff. We had an early early Tycoon's wallet. We had an early Giant's wallet, excuse me. Tycoon's wallet's the tier after that, if you have that setting enabled. We had early Giant's wallet. We had early biggest bomb bag. Oh, we don't have that in MMR? Bummer.
Well, what don't we have?
Tycoon's wallet. It's like an extra wallet upgrade after Giants. I think OTR has that.
Yeah, that's strictly Uter.
Where you can get 999 rupees. Meanwhile, I don't know, taking on or heading over to the moon to fight Majora. Good thing this cutscene only takes 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's real fast.
As powerful as a moment of stopping the moon is, we kind of have a race to wrap up here.
Are you on the side of wishing that this particular final boss cutscene were skipped?
As somebody
it skipped?
As somebody who does not race this or run this, I am rather indifferent towards it. But I do understand it's been an interesting point of discussion lately.
Yeah, the main thing is that you can get very unlucky in first phase and not even be physically capable of getting the first hit out on Majora.
Ah, okay. I was curious as to why that was. Elio's doing Postman with Bunny Hood in tow. And unfortunately, is out of rupees. Ooh, I don't know, almost got the quick kill, but did get another stun. Oh, looks like Elio might have had some frame lag at the time. Maybe some emulator lag. Missed out on the hit there. But that is going to be it for I Don't Know, who is going to finish this race in first place on the restream, 6th place overall with an official race time GG time of 2:12.16. GG to I do know.
GG.
We have extended the invitation to I don't know to see if they will join us for an interview. We're also joined now with a raid from Vidya James. Vidya James, GG to you. Congratulations on your finish as well. We also just got a subscription to Zelda Speedruns from Mr. Mario saying PB hype. Seems like a lot of folks had a really good time with this seed. A lot of very good runs and a couple of PBs. It's always good to see that.
I think we can safely call this a jet seed, regardless of how we want to define what a jet seed is. I think we found one today.
All right, we have confirmed that I do know has accepted an interview request, so will be joining us shortly. And in the meantime, we've had another pairing of finishers. We've got, let's see, Jess finishing in 7th with a 2:14.18. And literally right behind him, Exodus finishing with a 2:14.24. Alright, I do know is in the waiting room, so we're gonna try and drag them in here. If I can find it. Oh, we switched to Sea Falcon's music, and this is a good choice for a mid-boss tune.
Indeed it is. I had to turn it on to hear it. I'm glad I did. Yeah, I think one cycle seed could have been possible. You didn't need the powder keg. Captain's Hat being springtime, Snowhead. You have plenty of time to get that taken care of, and you're going to rush it as soon as you get to it.
I think the only major time lock was Day 2 Grotto for Mirror Shield. That was it.
Yeah.
And Room Key for Deku Mask, of course.
Yeah, we all know I wasn't doing it in one cycle, but we always know that.
Alright, I'm going to pull I don't know in here 1 second. Alright, I don't know. GG, welcome aboard.
GG, thanks.
So, what are your thoughts on that one?
I think that was pretty trash, honestly.
Yeah, the late.
I'd
The
really
late
like to
springtime.
pick people's brain, like why they did spring 4 eggs, but oh well. I mean, I get why people do it, but you're probably in go mode. Like, why would you waste a bunch of minutes doing spring? I'm not sure, but
Yeah, we understand certainly the idea. Just unfortunate that cam sats happened to be required today, and it was chilling in springtime.
yeah. I mean, as soon as I never check the race time room when I'm playing, but as soon as I found Captain Sat, I was like, yeah, a bunch of people are gonna finish around 150. Didn't surprise me. So
Yeah,
it is what it
everybody,
is.
indeed, everybody on Restream had one struggle item they were behind on. For example, Ace Slayer was missing out on Hookshot because he was late to Keaton Quiz. Sea Falcon was actually pretty much behind you in every way, but was a little later to Springtime and had to kill Goat again, actually, because he go-moded Snowhead Temple, but cycle reset before realizing Springtime was required. So he had to kill Goat again. Ilio, in the meantime, is unfortunately still looking for Zora Mask. Which was on the big bomb bag.
All right.
Right now they're turning in All Knight's Mask. We had let's talk about that opening for a second. A lot of progressive items found early and late logical first projectile.
And like, I don't even remember the beginning of the seed anymore. What was our first logical projectile?
Our first logical projectile was actually Zora Mask, but it was
we had Deku and Magic pretty early. Like, I guess the Magic was out of Logic, but
both Magics were projectile locked.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
that's
you didn't.
True.
Yeah, because you didn't end up picking up the extended Magic in the tree.
Yeah, I was too lazy.
Yeah, but both.
I don't know if it would have really saved me any time. I don't think I really ran out of Magic, but maybe it would have. Probably would have saved me a little bit, but
no, you held
too lazy to get it.
You held your own pretty well in that department. How about finally getting a sword upgrade right in time for the final boss?
Oh, I thought that was hilarious. I'd actually been practicing Majora with Kokiri's sword because my Majoras had been really bad, and then I found that, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I don't have to worry about that. Thought that GFS was funny. I was halfway considering running straight into the blue warp, but I was like, maybe I should just check this just in case.
Good move on your part.
Yeah.
Just get some style points in on Majora. Do the like 20 or 40, however many it is on Majora's Wrath.
Yeah, 40 crouch stabs.
I mean, we already had Kokiri Majora once or twice in this qualifier session.
Yeah.
And unless you wanted to do seahorses and skip the twin mold sword, you were not getting a sword up. That was your only other known sword upgrade. Not sure where the other one was. Oh, looks like Elio's picking up Zora Mask. And there we go. That's going to finally put them back on track. Unfortunately, I don't think you can use bombs to vent your frustration in here.
That's not going to stop me.
Does Elio still have Spring open? I don't know. I do believe, however, that is the last remain for Sea Falcon. So he is on his way to Majora. Yeah. And now Ilio does remember the light arrows. Because they saw them earlier, but didn't have Zora Mask at the time.
Yeah, I saw the light arrows, and I figured the Termina Field way the hero was fulfilled, so I didn't feel like running all the way across to the stump which had Goron, so I lost a bunch of, well, not a lot, but I lost some time there, because I would have checked it earlier if I didn't find light arrows right away.
Yeah, the hints were the foolish hints were pretty good today. They ruled out some pretty nasty spots, but the ways of the heroes were pretty early, except for Great Bay Coast.
Yeah. It's funny though, is I would have been better off without the Great Big Coast hint. If that hint wasn't there, I'd do Spring, probably. I mean, definitely.
Ah.
And then I would have found Captain's Hat and been in go mode when I got Ice Arrows. So that Coast Way, the hero kind of sucked.
So you were hoping that the Coast Way of the hero would have been for the song?
No, I thought the Coast Way of the hero would be for Ice Arrows.
Okay.
So then it's 50-50 go mode, because there's healing and 2 required songs left, and I can only check 2 songs. So one of the songs I checked would definitely be required, and then one of them was either required or healing.
Saria, there was nothing of extreme note on Smithy. Smithy 2 had money, 100, and that was about it. That was
the second
that
one
was
was
the main
100
one we covered.
rupees. I mean, all things considered, like, I could have checked Spring even later, but I think after I got eggs, it makes sense to go beat GBT, because I don't have to soar there. I just, like, go hit the owl, and I just skipped Wart, so I didn't lose that much time doing that stuff. I guess all the time that Hall was. I mean, the biggest time loss this seed for me is just eggs. There really isn't much you can do about that, unless you gamble on Spring, I guess.
Indeed. Saria's actually mentioning something that we thought was a really heads-up play, was Saria pushed Gold Dust to push the Bank 3 to get the extra bottle. And
didn't sell my Gold Dust because Smithy 2 was in Logic on day 2 and I could do it, so I didn't sell it.
Yeah,
There's a bunch on Swamp Archery, so that put Smithy 2 in Logic with the fire arrows. Although I don't remember. Hookshot.
Hookshot was on Keaton Quiz.
Oh yeah, it was on Keaton Quiz. That was after Palace. I mean, I guess.
Which was being locked.
All right, but you know you're gonna get Hookshot relatively soon in every seed, anyways. The big thing is Bunny Hood there.
Yeah, because Bunny Hood led to a bottle. That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sea Falcon ended up pushing Bank 3 as well to make that his 4th bottle right in time for eggs.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing as him. Actually, I did Pinnacle Rock, and then I had enough to finish Bank, so I soared back to Clock Town, finished Bank, and then went and checked Mirror Shield. Well, after I soared to Clock Town to not waste a soar, but then I forgot to hit the Icona Owl, which lost me probably like a minute. But
actually,
whatever.
I think I might have derped. I don't think Sea Falcon. I think I saw somebody do Bank 3 for the 4th bottle, and I think I saw you and not Sea Falcon. So my bad.
Yeah, it might have been me then, because I finished Bank 3 for the 4th bottle right before I did.
Yeah, because you only had by that point you had like 970 already in the bank.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, your bank routing turned out really well.
Yeah, there were a decent number of 50s and 100s over the course of this seed. By the way, did Sea Falcon just kill a boss? Guess so.
Yep. Yeah, I was kind of happy with my bank routing, but I got Bank 1 and Bank 2 at the same time, which kind of was super annoying.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had to withdraw to go under 500 and then deposit again.
Right, to get the Mount title deed.
Yeah. Which, well, I actually did turn it in, so.
Alright, looks like Ace Slayer's picked up Final Remains, but we got 2 runners coming up to Majora simultaneously here.
Ooh, we might get some snipes.
I see.
Their IGT is virtually identical, too.
It really is. Wow.
Oh. So Falcon has to wait a little bit.
Yeah, but no more than a minute tops. They're both going to have the same equipment. So it is going to come down to... Look at this synchronization we've got going on here. But yeah, Sea Falcon waiting an extra 13 seconds due to not quite being on final hours right away.
That's the unfortunate thing with doing Woodfall and Stone Tower as your last dungeon. There's not actually enough time if you're
Wow.
going really fast. It's close, but it's not all the way there.
Oh, Ace Slayer having a little trouble talking to Majora here, so
Getting to come back with menuing.
and the seconds matter in this case, because especially in this Majora fight, if Majora decides to be a little wonky here, that could make the difference. Case in point. Almost threw off Ace Slayer's boomerangs there. Oof. And that was Majora being trolly with Sea Falcon. Ace Slayer is running a bit lower on magic, though.
Didn't need magic for this fight, though.
That is true. It's helpful for light arrows, but that's
Only,
about it.
yeah, only if you need light arrows for phase 1. Otherwise, you don't really need it.
This is still going to be pretty close. The difference is still only about 10 seconds.
It's a good thing that Wrath only cares that your light arrows are equipped.
Yeah.
Very true. It's been nothing but Ganon tunes for Majora on Sea Falcon's music. Oddly appropriate.
What's this RNG on Ace Slayer? Incarnation just
Yeah, it
tripped
is.
himself.
It is not going well.
Incarnation tripping itself is the funniest thing. You run up and trying to hit him, he just gets up and runs away.
And it looks like with that, Sea Falcon pulls ahead by just a couple seconds here. Folks, hold on to your seats.
Incarnation moonwalking all over him.
Sea Falcon taking out the light arrows for safety. Ace Slayer also running very low on arrows here. Oh no, the top!
It's Beyblade time.
Oh jeez. That's one way to let it rip. But with that, Sea Falcon will take the second place finish here on Restream. And Ace Slayer just 5 seconds later. Sea Falcon finishing in 11th overall with an official race time GG time of 2:30.38. And Ace Slayer finishing with 2:30.45 7 seconds later.
GG. Adelio is definitely going to be able to finish on Restream. Not too far behind.
Oh yeah, that's right. Elio has Captain's Hat, right?
Never mind.
Oh right, no,
not.
Elio does not have Captain's Hat because late Zoramass meaning late springtime.
We should be able to go back for it, though, right?
If they do it before the time ends. Alright, Ace Slayer has declined an interview. It is a bit late at night for them on their end. And looks like Sea Falcon will be joining us, and we're going to go ahead and bring him in. And Sea Falcon joins us here in the booth. Sea Falcon, GG to you.
Hello.
GG.
Congrats on taking second on the restream by 7 seconds.
Yeah, I'm we're just gonna throw that score out, I think. Go ahead and get rid of that. I think that'll do. You know, that's the nice thing about the qualifiers. You can have a couple bad races. It doesn't matter. So,
Late springtime.
well, so what happened to me was, so I think I got the keg from Goron Lens Cave on day 2. And I had the Coast Wasp, so I started to play as if I was kind of in go mode. And I'd been able to check the keg right then and there. In God and Storms, I would have probably checked all the, like, all of Snowhead Temple and Spring Mountain Village, or Twin Islands immediately. Because I don't know if I would have bet that much on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Was in a similar circumstance where they had pretty much everything except Captain's Hat, and elected to rush the songs rather than Full Clear Springtime after Snowhead Temple.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, if I didn't find ice arrows, I was gonna go check the spring checks, but with ice arrows it was 50-50, so I was just gonna check the songs.
Alright, meanwhile, Ilio's taken down Gaiarg, but is still going to be waiting a bit for Hookshot. Or not Hookshot, I keep getting Hookshot mixed up tonight for some reason. Captain's Hat.
They're like the same.
Yeah, let's talk about that opening, Sea Falcon. So a lot of progressive bombs and wallets almost immediately.
Yeah.
Decent Foolishes, basically locking out almost all of Pirate's Fortress.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say I'm extremely disappointed that Pirate's Fortress exterior was not the third Foolish Hint, because I would have laughed so hard, but...
Missed opportunity.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there was a lot of that stuff. I mean, in my, like, I guess, aggressiveness of going to some of that stuff, I kind of just forgot Bombers was a check in the game or something. I don't know why that happened, but...
well...
Should not have gotten the bow that late.
Well, to be fair, logically, you were expected to wait until Blast Mask Lady to be able to get it anyway, because Zora Mask was your first logical projectile. Both magics were projectile locked, so Deku Bubbles was off the table.
Yeah. But even with the late bow, I think I still could have made this work if it wasn't for what happened with the Captain's Hat, because everything else was not that hard to find at all, so...
Yeah, all things considering, this was definitely not one of the less complex seeds we've experienced so far. We've seen a few of these in the qualifiers, a lot low complexity, you know, generally one item hunts, but that one item ends up showing up in relatively low trolliness locations by comparison to where they could be.
Okay, yeah, no doubt. I basically trolled myself on this, and you know, thank God I have the race room open during quals to see when people finish. Because as soon as I saw that 150, I'm like, oh God, I missed it. What happened? And that's why I went back to actually, because I had reset cycle, I had to beat Goat again, which thankfully he decided to not block my view with the bow the second time, so I got a good kill of that in as well. But yeah, that's the only thing that saved me. Otherwise, I might have been in several other places looking for it.
Shoutouts to Twin Mold having Great Fairy Sword.
I mean, yeah, that was nice. I'm not not very good at fighting Majora with Kokiri sword, so that helped a little.
Yeah, with the other sword up, we'd have no idea where the third sword upgrade was, because we know one was on Sea Horses, but we never saw the other one. In the meantime, it looks like Ilio is doing eggs, which unfortunately we know now this time around is going to be no good. And unfortunately, it looks like Ilio's down a bottle due to Gold Dust being still occupied.
Yeah, that feels real bad.
For those wondering in chat, the Snow Peak dungeon is, I think it's called Snow Peak Mansion. Or it's either Snow Peak Mansion or Snow Peak Ruins.
I definitely trust Vidya in this case. I believe he speedran that quite extensively.
Ah, very nice. I'm curious to know if Skyward Sword HD is going to get the randomizer treatment like Ocarina of Time 3D did. Because Skyward Sword Randomizer only semi-recently came out. Maybe in a few years.
To be fair, I didn't call you a speedrunner. I said that you speedran. I did say extensively.
Hey guys, I gotta head to bed. So thanks for having me.
You have a
No
good
problem.
night.
Again, GG's.
Congratulations again.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. TPE, I'd believe that the item balance it, at least like in terms of having too many rupees in the pool, but I mean,
Yeah, lots of rupees and dungeon items not being particularly useful outside of their dungeons.
yeah, they really don't have very much use outside their dungeon, do they?
Yeah, because
There's like one thing that you'll have to do in Hyrule Field, and like that's it.
yeah, like the glaring example to me is Ball and Chain. Like
Yeah,
outside of Snow Peak Ruins, that item is pretty much useless.
but despite that, Twilight Princess does have incredible items. Like they are just the embodiment of coolness,
That is true. The first one to give us double claw shots.
which is just like it is long shot, but it's better. It's so much better than long shot.
Yeah.
Like
Although
playing MM, long shot just feels like you it just makes hook shot feel bad.
it kind of does, really. But one item that I have not seen in a Zelda game since Minish Cap is a cane weapon. The last cane being the Cane of Pachi, I think it's pronounced.
I feel like canes have never been used in 3D games.
They have never been used in 3D games, to be fair, but yeah, because the Cane of Pachi, the Cane of Samaria kind of makes a return as a level 2 Fire Rod in Four Swords Adventure, but that's about it. But yeah, there hasn't been like a proper cane weapon since, if we're talking unique weapons, since Minish Cap.
Yeah.
But yeah, folks, at this time, we are going to give it a rest here. We're going to call it a night because it is getting late, and we're gonna send you folks over to Elio so you can watch them finish things up here on their end. With that said, we would like to extend a thank you to our forerunners, I Do Know, Sea Falcon, Ace Slayer, and Elio for their performance tonight, delivering an amazing show for you folks here at home. We also would like to thank our trackers tonight, Wilmoff, ZeldaFan20, and Nazorio Fox, who also doubled as our restreamer tonight. So major
Big props for that.
Absolutely. And also big shout outs as well to my partner tonight, Epic Yoshi, for amazing co-commentary. It was a pleasure joining you in the booth this evening.
Shout outs to you as well. It was fun as always. I do enjoy my commentaries.
And with that said, folks, our next race in the qualifier is checks notes.
Tomorrow at 2 p.m. EDT, I do believe.
What date are we at? The 22nd? Yes, tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern. That is, if I can find it, 8 p.m. Central European and 4 a.m. Australian Eastern.
And I do excuse everyone. I spoke in Eastern Daylight Time and thought in Pacific Daylight Time. It's today.
That
For
is
me,
true.
it hasn't actually turned to the next day.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. on my end, too. So, yeah, 12 hours from now is our next qualifier. So, we do invite you folks to join us for that when the time comes. With that said, thanks for watching and take care. Good night.
Good luck and good night.